I have already created a company called Honey Bakery. Let's sign into my admin account by clicking User Login. Client Login is where your clients will go to access their accounts. Once we're signed in, we'll be on the Vorsi dashboard. Here you could read posted announcements. To create an announcement, we head over to the announcements table and click the button to create a new announcement. Announcements can be displayed to specific clients or client groups using Client Select. Client Select is used throughout the program and is integrated with the CRM, allowing for us to filter clients by some of the fields in the client form, like drop-downs and checkboxes. In the top right corner is the user icon. Here we can access support, logout, and other user settings. In user settings, you can edit your information, set up two-factor authentication, and configure your notification settings. Clicking the phone button opens the software phone. Here we could select our outgoing number, enter a phone number, or we could select from our phone book of users, clients, and devices and place a call. You can make and receive calls from your business number using the Vorsi dashboard anywhere you have access to the internet. The next thing I want to show you is the user management section. Here is where we can create, edit, and delete users. I already have created a bunch of users in the demo system. Each user has a role with predefined abilities. A user can have abilities added to their account to extend their access around the program. Up next is the CRM Form Builder. Here we can construct a layout for the CRM data that we'll be needing to store. Here I have pre-created a form for my fake company to use. If I want to add another field to the form, I click on the type of field I want from the list of available elements on the right and drag it into the form where I want it to go. I then can give it a label and change the size of the element. The CRM has a lot of features built into it, some that I will not be demonstrating in this demo. Some of those features are event triggers on client statuses with toolbar email and SMS notifications, user groups that allow for the ability to restrict access to certain sections and elements on the CRM, the client ownership and user management tree plugins, which I do not have enabled on this demo, allow for clients to be assigned to specific users so that only they have access to the client. Users can also be assigned management of other users, allowing a supervisor to be able to access the clients of their supervisees. Company documents is intended for storage of files that are to be shared between users in the company. A good example of its intended use would be to store documents that will be filled out by a client and later stored in a client's documents. The CRM allows for separated storage of documents for each client. The client data table is where we sort and manage our clients from. The data table columns displayed can be modified. If we click the settings button on the bottom of the table, we could select from elements in our CRM to be displayed in our data table. The table can further be sorted by clicking and dragging around the headers. To create a new client, we can click the green button at the bottom right of the table. I've already created a bunch of clients for this company, so instead, we're going to double-click an existing client, which will take us to their file on the CRM. We can see the client's information in the form layout that I created earlier using the Form Builder. I can edit their information, leave comments, and access their documents, sales order form, and accounts receivable. I'll click the sales order form button, which will take us to their current order for my fake company's current order date. My company has an offset of 1 day and a cutoff time for clients at 5 p.m. and for users at 7 p.m. That means if today is Sunday, they're ordering for Monday, and clients have until 5 p.m. to do so. Products individually can also be assigned cutoff times and offsets. We can search clients by name, or we could choose a client group and select from clients in the client group. We can change the order date, and we can also import an order from another date or a standing order onto our current form. The form is designed to work with your keyboard and numpad for rapid order entry and navigation. To search a product, type its code or part of its description and press enter to select it. Enter a quantity and then press enter. I have a second quantity column on this form, but it can be disabled in the sales order settings. For this specific fake client that I've created, I've chosen to have it. Pressing enter one more time adds my item to the form. We can also use the product list to find an item and double-click it to select it to add to the form. Clicking Generate Reports, we see all the different types of customizable reports that we can generate, such as invoicing, weekly statements, production lists, shipping labels, etc. If I click Invoices, we see the settings for generating an invoice appear. The settings can be saved into presets called micros. If I select a preset and press Generate, the invoices turn into a PDF in my browser that I could then use. If I go back to Report Select, we can access macro presets, which is composed of a selection of micro presets that we just learned about. If we want to generate 5 custom reports at the end of every workday, we could pre-configure those reports into micro presets and then create one macro preset for those reports. At the end of the day, we would select our macro preset and Vorsi will create all 5 custom reports from one button. The standing orders form works the same as the sales order form, but is day-driven instead of date-driven. The days of the week are color-coded on the sales order and standing order form. A standing order can be set to reoccur or can be used as a daily template for filling out orders for the selected client. Accounts receivable is where we can manage a client's payments. Selecting a client will show all of their outstanding invoices. Adding a payment amount will automatically apply the amount to the most outstanding invoices. We could uncheck these and reassign the payment if we need. Pressing Apply will apply the payment towards these invoices. Client Statement will show you a client's AR log in a table view displaying payments and invoices. Client Statements also has reports used for accounting purposes such as aging, open balance, profit reports, etc. Plugin Settings is where we could select from the various plugins we have enabled and configure each one. The Client Group Settings displays a table of the current client groups that I have pre-made for this demo. A client can be assigned as a manager of a client group. This will give the client access to the accounts in this group when they sign in from the client's portal. In Sales Order Settings, we can configure all sorts of features in our system. Some of the basic settings I mentioned earlier, like the second quantity column and cutoff times, can be configured here. Another useful setting is the client must have an override price checkbox. Enabling this setting will restrict the client from ordering a product that you have not yet assigned an override price for. The Products table is where we can configure our products. Products belong to categories and can also belong to subcategories. To create a new product, click on the green button located at the bottom right of the table. The Price Override table is where we can configure specific pricing for a client and a product. To create a new price override, we search for a client, then a product, and then type the price in and hit Submit. It's that easy. The system will automatically update all of their standing orders. The Client Group Price Override table is the same, but assigns pricing to the client groups for other types of wholesale reports. Some of the other features with the sales order system that I won't go into great detail describing in this video are the reminder system that sends SMS and email reminders to clients, the order irregularity checking system that catches potential keystroke mistakes when entering an order, and accepting client payments by credit card and ACH with auto account reconciliation, or as I call it, a client bill payment system. The last thing I want to show you in this demo is the VoIP system. The dial plan, ring groups, and call routes can all be configured from here. You can also upload custom greetings and hold music. The phones can integrate with the PBX system for connecting with phone hardware like office phones, doors, and warehouse PA systems. All your devices can be programmed into Vorsi for quick dial access. The IVR, or interactive voice response, can listen for key presses while saying a greeting to your caller. Vorsi comes with a digital receptionist to take orders for your sales order system over the phone. Clients can call in and, using a PIN, access their account and manage their orders using the numbers on their keypad. Creating a dial plan for a number has never been easier. You can set up specific plans for different times of the day. On my system during the day, all calls will be coming into my IVR. After 6 p.m., all calls will go to the nighttime ring group. If they don't answer after 6 seconds, the call will be rerouted to the SIP devices attached to the warehouse ring group. We've reached the end of my demonstration. I hope you found this video informative and enjoyed watching. If you're interested in using my software for your facility, you can reach me by going to the contact page of my website, vorsi.io. My name is Paul Vorsi, and thank you.